Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially 2024. That means it's the time of year where I get a list of my favorite songs from last year and I get to share them with y'all. The past couple years, I've only done 10 of my favorite songs. This year, y'all are getting 25 of my favorite songs, plus some honorable mentions. So let's waste no more time. Let's get into the honorable mentions. So once we crack into the top 25, you're going to see a few entries where it's two songs in one spot from the same artist. But as far as the honorable mentions go, there's really no order. I'm just going to list them off. Starting with what might be my new favorite song right now, Any Time of Day by the Lemon Twigs. Shout out to Anthony Fantano. Shout out to a few other people whose list I saw this on and decided I got to go check it out for myself. And it is everything that those people claim it to be. Tennessee Whiskey, specifically the live version by T-Pain. Amazing cover of an already amazing song. Stop Giving Me Advice, Jack Harlow and Dave. This came out very late in the year, so I couldn't quite put it in my top 25, but if they released this song, 6 months ago or something, I guarantee it would have been in my top 25. Half Doing Dope, JID and Lil Yachty. JID's cadence and just his flow pattern on this is just crazy unique as always, but just the fun that I can see Yachty and JID having back and forth is just crazy infectious. If I Die Right Now by Mozzie, Drew a Picasso by Drake, Rich by Killer Mike, Black and Aaron Allen Kane, Suspended and Dancing Circles by Sampha. Sampha's Lahai album, my favorite album from this year. City Boys by Burna Boy, Agora Hills by Doja Cat, Modern Jam by Travis Scott.
I know you lying outside waiting in line, getting dough one at a time.
I Know by Travis Scott and My Eyes by Travis Scott. That's my honorable mentions. I guarantee I missed out a few songs, but that's what I could come up with. Let's crack into the top 25. At number 25, I have Ski Yee and Pound Town by Sexy Red. And I'll be completely honest, I didn't want to put these songs on my list, bro, but you could not escape either of these songs this past year. Number 24, one of my favorite collabs that happened this year, Doomsday by Juice WRLD and Corday. These two just got an amazing chemistry in the video, which is made by Lyrical Lemonade. You can see in the behind the scenes how friendly they were with each other. It seemed like they were real tight, and that definitely spilled over into the music. Number 23, Pick Up by Diddy, Jacquees, and Fabulous. Number 22, Enough by Russ. All I'm going to say about this one, bars. Number 21, Shed Tears and Scientists and Engineers by Killer Mike. Scientists and Engineers is obviously the one most people know. It's the one that's Grammy nominated for very good reason. Future, Andre 3000, Killer Mike, and Aaron Allen Kane all contribute something of great substance to this track. And I'll be completely honest, a lot of people are talking about that Andre 3000 verse, but I think Killer Mike got him as far as verses go on this one.
I used to be dope with the dealing, but that got a ceiling, and we know the usual feeling.
Number 20, Peaches and Eggplants by Young Nudie and 21 Savage. This is just some ignorant hood shit, and I absolutely love this track. I can't believe I just did that. Number 19, a pair of tracks from Voldemort himself, Homecoming and Boohoo. Homecoming is performed by Jazzy, who I was completely didn't know anything about her going into this track, but after hearing this track, had it on repeat and definitely made me dive into more of Jazzy's discography. Boohoo, performed by Jeremiah, is like a throwback to some like 50s, 60s style, like Motown type vibe.
Shots on my own. Sometimes I double that.
And Jeremiah executes it perfectly. Number 18, Neighborhood by Tizo Touchdown. As versatile as Tizo is, this is the first time I heard him really get into a storytelling bag, and he did it exceptionally well. Number 17, Max Julian by Wale. Wale really didn't drop a lot this year. This, I think, is the only, if not one of the only tracks that he dropped this year. But when I tell you this is an introvert anthem, I mean that wholeheartedly. Me being an introvert myself, this shit has been an anthem for me. This shit has been on repeat for me. So shout out to Wale for representing for all the introverts out there.
Young Max Julian, back to back Maybachs, who knew I should be superintendent. I'm trying so love, but niggas loyal to a limit. Relax, I know I'm weird, but niggas super weird, so I ain't going over there.
Number 16, Smoke Breakdance and Show and Tell by Mick Jenkins. Smoke Breakdance is exactly what the name would suggest. Great smoking song, has a feature by J.I.D., Mick Jenkins and J.I.D. That's a dream collaboration for me, and this track definitely lived up to my high expectations. Show and Tell is just a super aggressive track, talking about sometimes you can't tell people stuff. Sometimes you gotta lead by example and show by example. This one also has a great featured verse by Freddie Gibbs. Number 15, I Love You Boy by Russ. This one's just basically a note to yourself about self-love, self-acceptance, and Russ, when he gets in that type of bag, is amazing at it. And this whole album has songs that kind of touch on that same similar topic. Number 15, Sweet by Tizo Touchdown. This track is just exactly what the name would suggest. Super sweet, super delicate, reminds you of falling in love for the first time, or what I thought was love back when I was 13. And any track that you put Fushi on, it takes it up like 5 notches in my book.
Everything you say is funny, girl, it feel like I'm dating a comedian. Everybody else I swear, but today I finally hit the median.
Number 13, Drive Me Crazy by Lil Yachty. When I first heard this track, I would have bet my house on the fact that this would have been in my top 5 at least, if not my favorite song of the year. But as I keep listening to it, I cannot forgive Lil Yachty for not bringing that hook, that I wanna be where you are. That hook, I don't know how you only play that once. How do you not bring that hook back around?
I wanna be where you are. I just can't walk away. You drive me crazy. I lose it.
And then you just put in just a mid little, second, third verse or whatever you want to call it. Nah, bro, you got to bring back that hook. If you brought that hook, even just one more time, guarantee this would have been in my top 10, if not top 5. Number 12 is everybody's favorite demon, Doja Cat with Paint the Town Red and Attention. Both of these tracks I felt like I couldn't escape this entire year. Paint the Town Red, definitely more so. That song sunk its teeth into the mainstream and did not let go. But for my money, I think I preferred Attention over that, just because I love when Doja gets in her rap bag. But this time she definitely seems like she was getting in her rap bag, but with intention. With the intention of capturing people's attention. You know what I mean? And I definitely think she did that. It definitely piqued my interest when I heard the song at first, when I saw the video especially. I just wish she would cut out all the demonic bullshit. Number 11, everybody's favorite rat. I'm talking about Gunna and the track Fuck You Mean. This is another one, bro, where you could not escape this song. And I know a lot of people during the summer were looking for, what's the song of the summer? Maybe not song of the year, but what was the song of the summer? To me, I think the girls had it on lock. You know what I mean? With another track I probably should have put in the honorable mentions, Money on the Floor. But that track had it on lock. A bunch of the UK dudes had a bunch of songs that were kind of taking over. But for my money, Fuck You Mean by Gunna was the song of the summer. Now we're cracking into the top 10. I got Sampha with Inclination Compass and Jonathan L. Siegel. If you saw my albums of the year list, you'll know that this album was at the top of that list. And it's because of songs like these right here. And in my explanation of why Lahai was my favorite album of the year, I mentioned that there were songs on there where I listened to and I liked them at first, but they're definitely not my favorite songs. But then I would listen to it another time and go, damn, those songs I really didn't like last time, now they're my new favorite songs. Those were these songs right here. These songs right here, I kind of was like, okay, I was kind of lukewarm to it first, but every single time I listened to it after that, it just grew on me more and more. And these are just beautiful, doesn't even fully describe how amazing these songs are.
and we're in need of some tenderness. Like sun rays through flying cloud.
Even though we've been through the same, doesn't always mean we feel the same. Doesn't always mean we feel the same. You and I, me, and that's okay.
Number 9, first person shooter, Drake and J. Cole. I mean, do I even gotta say more? Track 8, Baby Keem, Kendrick Lamar, The Hillbillies. This song I really enjoyed when it first came out. The video was real fun. It was great to see Kendrick, after the seriousness of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and how heavy that album was, it was great just to see Kendrick having fun. You know what I mean? Not being on the serious tip, just having a good time, rhyming, having a good time being in the video. And Baby Keem and Kendrick, obviously being cousins, they just have amazing chemistry together.
We gon' fuck up the world, excuse me, but it's that your girl. Didn't mean to possess your girl. Baby, I'm high profile, don't ever tell them you met me, girl. They gon' think that you rep me, girl.
At number 7, I got Snooze and Kill Bill by SZA. When you want to talk about tracks that you could not escape, these might be the best example of that, bro. Kill Bill took over the radio completely. I feel like every time I cut it on, I hear Kill Bill. And the same could be said with Snooze, too. I feel like you don't hear a lot of R&B songs by women that the dudes are bumping. But both of these songs, I've seen and I do myself bump these on the regular. As far as Snooze goes, I don't know if I'm the only one who's made this comparison before, but it really reminds me of Don't Wanna Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Track 6, I have Sprinter by the boy Dave in Central C.
Told her my name is Sen. She said no, the one on your birth certificate. Your boyfriend ran from that diamond test cause they weren't legitimate. She Turkish Cypriot, but her car's Brazilian. I want her, my bro wants her affiliate.
At number 5, I have You Thought by Tizo Touchdown and Janelle Monáe. This track absolutely blew my mind the first time I heard it. It was my first introduction to Tizo Touchdown as far as a solo song goes. And bro, from the first part of the song with those drums and his cadence on it, absolutely ridiculous. Not a lot of artists that could pull that type of cadence off.
You would've thought that I finally made your major the way I play with the bands. You would've thought that I worked at the venue the way that I pack out the stands.
And then you move on to the hook where it has him doing a little falsetto and kind of just showing off his vocal range.
Maybe I thought that I thought we were better than I thought we were better than.
And then you move on to the second half of the song where it has Tizo just writing just these beautiful and somewhat humorous lines, like when he says, you would have thought she was from Aspen, how cold your ass been. Like, that's straight out of the Kanye West playbook. Track number 4, Running Out of Time by Lil Yachty. Bro, if you would have told me at the beginning of this year that I would have Lil Yachty, just a single Lil Yachty song in my top 5, let alone my top 10, bro, I probably would have smacked the shit out of you. But here we are, bro, and this album is amazing. This song right here is the highlight for me.
Running out of time.
Beautiful bass line, beautiful writing. Shit just makes you feel blissful. Shit makes you feel like Nirvana. Not the band Nirvana, but just like the state of mind of Nirvana. Like, this song is just, people use the word vibe and they throw it around all the time, but this shit is such a fucking vibe, bro. Number 3, Dracula and Rich by Kenny Mason. Kenny is just one of those artists that he stands out, bro. He stands out to me. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what it is about his music, but his music always just puts me in a good mood. I know it's something to do with the Coop beats too. Coop is definitely doing something with the beats that just puts me in a good mood. But Kenny Mason, bro, a lot of people aren't too familiar with Kenny Mason. I know a lot of people have probably seen him on like the Dreamville projects, Revenge of the Dreamers and shit like that. And he's held his own on those tracks too. But As far as solo tracks, bro, every year he comes out with great projects, and every year he comes out with amazing songs. Last year it was Get an Idea that was at the top of, or it was either number 2 or number 1 on my last year's Song of the Year list. And he had a few more that I really enjoyed from last year. But this year, Dracula and Rich are at the top of my list as far as Kenny Mason songs go.
I hear that walking till 1 in the morning. My boy hear that walking and walk with that 40. Walk on the beat and then more than I'm running. I heard this nigga say, why are you running? My mama text and said, why I mean money? My boyfriend the money, like my the money was always the motive that I always wanted. My dream I was dreaming is finally funded now. I seen the blitz to talk to somebody. I got expenses up on my body. I don't do shit, handle money. I don't want shit but pass the money, yeah.
At number 2, I have Spirit 2.0 and Only by Sampha. As I mentioned before, Sampha's Lahai album is at the top of my list as far as albums of the year go. And these two songs right here, unlike Inclination Compass and Jonathan L. Siegel, these two songs on first listen, I knew they were going to be in my top 10, top 5, and as you see here, in my top 2. From the instrumentals to the vocals to the writing, these two tracks right here hit all the notes. And it took Sampha 5 or 6 years to give us this album, but I would wait 5 or 6 more years for another album if he's putting songs like this on him.
Call somebody just to talk. Take the mic and press record and speak the truth. Only. Now I'm drifting into open sky. I ain't scared as before.
And my number 1 favorite song of 2023. And I really agonized about this one because there was a point in time I had Spirit 2.0 and Only as my top songs. And then I listened to this track again. And then I listened to his live performance of this song. And I shed so many tears, bro, that I couldn't help but to put this track at the top of my Songs of the Year list. I'm, of course, talking about Motherless by Killer Mike. This is honestly one of those songs that you can only listen to a handful of times. Majority of these other songs, 99% of these other songs, I'm listening to on repeat. I'm putting them on my playlist. I'm bumping them in the whip. I'm bumping them on the bus. I'm bumping them at the gym. I'm bumping them just chilling. I'm bumping them smoking. This is not one of those songs. This is one of those songs that's so heavy, that's so deep, that hits you in such a tender place. You can really only listen to it one time or, very infrequently. But as far as the impact of the song, as far as the quality of the song, it's one of the most beautiful, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, vulnerable songs that I've ever heard.
That my mama wanted you, but you belong to me. Amen. And you don't understand the sacrifice it took from me. Amen. Like pulling up on Sunday nights just to tell you I apologize, and mama, you was right. Amen. Like a hole in my heart, and I wanna call the Lord, but I don't know where to start. I got an altar in my home to honor both of them. Just this morning I was spoke to both of them. I asked Daddy for her prayers over my generations, and I asked Niece to keep me through my trials and tribulations.
And I'm so thankful that I haven't had to experience this pain that Killer Mike is talking about, losing his mom, losing his grandma. And I know there's tons of people out there that have had to experience that type of pain. And my heart goes out to you. I'm sending you all the love and all the strength that I can. So I don't fully connect to it on that level. And, I can only imagine those type of things. But it still hits me right in the heart. It still hits me in a tender place. Just even having to think about losing those two people that I hold so dear to me. You know what I mean? I can only imagine. And I don't want to imagine that type of pain. So Killer Mike actually explained on this song when, it kind of just came from above. You know what I mean? The words just came spilling out at him. He put the instrumental on, went in the recording booth, and he said the words, "My mama dead, my grandmama dead," and everything else just came flowing out. That shit was divine. You know what I mean? As far as like it was sent from the heavens. Like it wasn't him speaking, it was God speaking through him type ish. And I'm not sure if it was Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, one of the Jimmys that do late night. He performed this live on there and he got through the first verse, got like halfway through the second verse, and he was just getting choked up because he was so emotional having to relive that pain. You know what I mean? And just shout out to Killer Mike for being so vulnerable and giving us this absolutely beautiful, timeless piece of art. And that was my list for my favorite songs in 2023. Let me know what I got right. Let me know what I got wrong down in the comments. I hope y'all have a great 2024. Hope y'all accomplish all the goals, all the resolutions that you set out for this year. Hope it's off to a great start, and I hope it continues throughout the rest of the year.